"That's not good, is it?" Charlie says when the consultant at the memory clinic tells us that he has Alzheimer's disease. It is the 8th of April, 2014. He turns to me and puts his hand on my shoulder as though I'm the one who has been given the diagnosis. It's too hard to watch Charlie try to absorb these words. I look instead at the beige plastic chairs pushed under the Formica table, a large green folder, a brown envelope, the two men sitting opposite us, one black, one white. One a stranger, the other the husband of an old school friend of mine. Charlie lets go of my shoulder and joins his hands on his lap. I slip my hand between his. We both look down at his feet, at his Converse high tops. The two men try to reassure us. They tell Charlie that there are still many things that he can do. They tell him of all the support available to him. They tell him that there will be medication to slow down the progression of the disease. Then they ask him to sit in the waiting room so that they can chat to me on my own. I don't want Charlie to be in that empty room with out-of-date magazines, the TV just below audible. I don't want him to be left alone to try and make sense of what has been said, or to know that we are discussing him in his absence. But he leaves the room, and now, no longer needing to be brave, I break down. Without Charlie there, both doctors are more honest, less philosophical about the future. The smiling models on the glossy dealing with dementia brochures I have been given do not fool me for one moment. This really is every bit as bleak and as bad as it sounds. I tell them that things are not good between the two of us, that I don't know how we will manage, that I can't stand the thought of all he will have to endure, that I am so worried about the impact all of this will have on our young child. I cry openly as I drive us both home. Beside me, Charlie is buoyant. Now he has a name for what is happening in his head, an excuse for all he has done wrong. He had endured 6 months of brain scans, memory tests, blood tests, weekly visits to a counsellor to help him with his depression, along with daily antidepressants. Now there would be no more need for investigations. We could slow everything down. I feel so close to him. I want to take care of him. I can't stand how frightened he must feel. I tell him again and again that he will not be facing all of this on his own. 3 days later, he breaks down in the kitchen. "I don't want to be the one on the seafront that everyone laughs at," he says. "I know we are both thinking of Chicken Boy, or the man who would stand at the bottom of the Seacliff Road in Bangor every morning, looking this way and that, hands joined behind his back, never going anywhere, just watching and waiting." Charlie asks me not to tell anyone, and I feel that I have betrayed him, as I've already confided in my family and close friends. He feels embarrassed by his illness, ashamed of it, and very, very scared. I hold him, tell him that he will always be Charlie, that no one is laughing at him. Inside I feel trapped. All I see ahead is a grey vortex of padded envelopes and doctors and social workers and blister packs, a great miserable weight of responsibility and guilt and anxiety, a downward spiral for Charlie that I must travel along too. I already feel that I'm not doing enough for him, but at the same time resentful for having to do so much, too much. There is no conceivable happy ending to this. I cannot now leave Charlie, no matter how deeply unhappy I've become. This is what our lives will be for the rest of Charlie's life, until he can no longer feed himself, until he forgets how to swallow, until everything that is Charlie is stripped away.